Hey guys, if you've built your life from scratch, working your tail off, living decently and honorably, and paying off your student loans on time, then you deserve to be the one who chooses, not the one who begs to be chosen. But instead of making a 100-item checklist of what to avoid, which you'll forget the moment you meet a girl with cat eyes and vanilla perfume, here are 5 non-negotiable standards that every man should have. Simple, clear, no fluff. 1. Loyalty, not just when things are good. I have a friend named Kyle who lives in Arizona, the kind of man who works hard, is practical, and always offers genuine love to the one he's with. He once dated a girl with a smile as gentle as a desert breeze. She said all the sweet things, talked about grand plans for their future together. But the day Kyle was laid off from his construction job, after a minor work accident that forced him to take months off, she disappeared. Not with a proper goodbye, but with too busy to reply texts. Kyle, with his simple and sincere heart, had to sit there and wonder, was the love he believed in ever real, or was it just a temporary reward while he was still useful? Here's the thing. There are women who love you only when you're the easy-to-love version of yourself. Stable job, nice car, crisply ironed shirts. But real love doesn't begin when you're at the top. It begins when you're dragged to the bottom. When the shine wears off, will she still be there? That's the real test. A true partner will hold your hand through the storm, not leave to find sunlight elsewhere. If she only boards the train when it's going somewhere successful, then she doesn't love you. She's just looking for an easy ride. And a man who lives with integrity should never invest in a passenger like that. A clear femininity. Don't turn love into a contest over who's more manly. In New York, I once saw a scene I'll never forget. A couple stood in front of an expensive SUV, and instead of one opening the door for the other, they got into an argument. Polite, but tense. She said, "You think I can't open my own door?" He replied, "No, but I'm a man. I do that." In the end, they stood there like 2 presidential candidates, neither willing to surrender the seat of power, while the car waited in silence. The issue isn't who opens the door, it's the attitude. A relationship doesn't need 2 men. You're already worn out from the competition in the world. You don't need another rival in your own love life. Femininity isn't weakness. It's the power to soothe, to soften, to make you want to exhale after a long day of holding it all together. When a woman truly embraces her feminine essence, she doesn't try to beat you, she makes you want to put down your sword. You're still the leader, but not through domination, because she respects that role and chooses to stand beside you, not shoulder to shoulder in a power struggle. If she always feels the need to prove, "I can do it just like you," the relationship will eventually turn into a battleground of dominance, not a space for 2 people to simply be themselves. And men don't need an opponent in love. They need a companion who knows how to warm a room even when both are silent. Is respect more important than love? I know a guy named Marcus in Denver, a gentle soul who loves assembling World War II tank models. A quirky hobby to some, but harmless. Every time his girlfriend had guests over, she'd pull out his models and make jokes. "This guy thinks he's a general or something." People laughed. Marcus didn't. She still said she loved him, still posted couple selfies with sweet captions. But after each visit, I noticed Marcus packing away his models more carefully, storing them deeper, as if even his passion needed permission to exist. Love without respect is like a beautiful gift with nothing inside. You might hear, "I love you," 100 times, but if she doesn't listen when you talk about what matters to you, doesn't see the effort you put in, and, worst of all, belittles you in front of others, then that's not love. That's manipulation dressed up in sugar. Love can change with the weather, but respect is what stays when the storm hits. It shows in how she talks about you when you're not around, how she introduces you to others, how she reacts when you fail. And if she can't respect you in the little things, don't expect it in the big ones. Because at the end of the day, love is a feeling, but respect is an action, and actions don't lie. 4. Trust and truth, no need for drama. Mark, a software engineer living in Chicago, once had a relationship that made him check his heart rate more often than his health app. His girlfriend was the kind of person who prided herself on being brutally honest. But that honesty usually came in the form of lines like, "I think you look like my dad in the 50s wearing that shirt." Or, "I don't think you have leadership qualities. You're better suited for support roles." Whenever Mark tried to bring it up, she would snap back, "I'm just being honest. Can't you handle the truth?" No, Mark wasn't afraid of the truth. He was just tired of truth being used like an emotional mop to wipe her frustration. There's a big difference between being honest and having no filter. A wise woman never turns her passing feelings into permanent weapons. She knows there are times to stay silent and times to speak up, but in ways that make the other person feel understood, not attacked. And trust? It doesn't come from promises, it comes from consistency. That she doesn't disappear when you need her. That she doesn't text "I'm asleep" while her Instagram story glows with cocktails. And the magical thing is, when you truly trust someone, you don't need a tracking app. You don't need to stare at your phone like a detective. You just live. Because real trust doesn't make you fear losing them. It makes you feel safe holding on to them. 5. Support the right way at the right time. I once heard a friend joke, "Life is like a boxing ring, and sometimes what knocks you out isn't your opponent, but the person waiting for you at home." Sounds funny, but painfully true. Imagine you've just had a day where everything went wrong. Your project was delayed, your boss yelled at you, your car got stuck in traffic, and you forgot your umbrella when it rained. Finally, you drag yourself home exhausted, only to hear, "Why are you late? Don't you know I've been waiting?" Followed by a full report on everything you didn't do yesterday. In that moment, you don't need advice. You don't need analysis. You don't need someone to teach you how to live better. You just need someone who understands that you're tired. A truly supportive woman doesn't need to say much. Sometimes it's just a gentle hug from behind, a warm glass of water, a silent look that asks for nothing. She doesn't make you feel guilty for needing rest. She doesn't force you to explain why you're quiet. She understands that men sometimes just need to sit still, not because they're angry, but because they're breathing through the storm inside. Real support isn't about doing things for you, it's about not hurting you when you're already fragile. And if she can do that, then you've found not just a place to stay, but a place to belong. Conclusion. So there you have it. 5 things that seem simple, but are nearly extinct these days. Loyalty, feminine energy that complements, genuine respect, trust and honest communication, and quiet, timely support. If she doesn't have these, then no matter how beautiful she is, no matter how smart, she's just a mistake with lipstick. Thank you for watching till the end. See you in the next video.